So previously in episode 1, Sato was reincarnated inside a dungeon in another world. There he met a nice little girl named Emily, and she explained him that in this world, every item is a drop item from monsters, and there are two types of status in this world. The first shows a person's level, and the second shows the level of drop item gains. Sato was stuck at level 1 for his entire life in power level, but he got S rank in drop item status, and because of that he gets twice as much loot from monsters compared to others. Then he found a second dungeon named Nihonium, and there Sato can level up but without leveling up with drop items, but no one else other than Sato can touch drop items from this dungeon. So he maxed out his HP and goes back to Telula dungeon, but there he meets a bunny girl, but she suddenly gave him a chop for being weak level 1, she was confused herself. And left Sato confused as well, so he gets back home, but that bunny girl followed him to his house just to rub it in Sato's face that he's a weak level 1. But then she got a weather change somehow and proposed to Sato on the spot. Then she gave a chop to Sato again, but nothing happened, so she brought back a random guy and did the same, but that same chop puts him on his deathbed. Eve was confused that nothing happened to Sato, but Sato knew because his HP is at rank S, so Sato changed the subject and asked her why she followed him. Eve showed she picked up that carrot when Sato and Emily were returning home, and more so she loved carrots, so Emily invited her inside, and she showed her how to make carrots perfectly like a pro. And after eating Emily's cooking, Sato and Eve couldn't stop praising her godly hands. Then as soon as Eve stuffed herself she left. But then Emily thanks Sato because in the past she was always alone, but now she could enjoy her dinner with someone. Sato understands her feeling because in his previous life he was also the same. Then in the Nihonium dungeon, Sato was exploring its second floor when a zombie appeared, but this time he got his bamboo stick broke, so he defeated that zombie in the old school way. Then after killing it he got power up seed, it leveled up his power by 1, but there Eve comes by again for more carrots, and if Sato refuses to give her, he might die this time. But that's what he thought. Then Eve told him to get to Telula dungeon ASAP, so Sato agreed and told her to wait for him at the guild, so just for Eve Sato brought tons of carrots. But others thought Sato will surely die by Eve's hands. Sato gave out her favorite carrots and she got super happy, so Urza got to Sato to ask him about him and Eve. Sato told her that she liked him just because of his carrots, so Urza told him that Eve is a carrot junkie, and on top of that her hand chop could slice even a rock in half. And moreover she only conquered top quality carrots in the dungeon, but there was also a rumor around town that she had killed a guy because he gave her a low quality carrot. So if Eve chooses any carrots, those carrots will be of 100% top-notch quality and will surely fetch higher price in market, so Urza offers to buy 15k per carrot. So after calculating Sato had brought 30 piece, so he made nearly $500,000 in just a day thanks to Eve. Sato wanted to thank her, but she still wants more carrots. But it was nearly evening, so Sato holds her off till tomorrow for more carrots. But then she tried to give a chop again and Sato stopped her and surprised everyone, so Eve had to agree on that as she took her leave. Then on another day Sato and Emily earned a nice loot on second floor, then Sato goes to explore a bit further. But there he saw a girl try to kill a slime, but her attack was way too helpless because she was completely exhausted, but as their team leader arrived, they held off that slime for their leader. Then after killing it, that leader wanted to proceed, but both of those youngling were dead exhausted and asked their leader to let them catch their breath. But the old man says that he's been strict on them for their own good, as he wants both of them to become stronger. Two of them bought his nonsense and left with him. Sato saw this and remembered how he had also endured the same thing when his boss always gave him impossible tasks, saying, "Look guys, it's for your own good." While that was one depressing past. But Emily lightens the room as she brought a nice lunch. Sato can't wait to dig in, and then Eve found them again at the right time, so Emily gives Eve her favorite carrot pudding. And she had even made potato breading which Sato was enjoying, but that same group saw them and that old man told his youngling to never laze around like them, because if they do, then they'll get the worst quality drop item. Eve couldn't take the insult and gave them their own carrots, and after tasting it, those two can't hold back to munch it down. Eve proved it, their carrots are of top quality, and seeing this that geezer tries to pick a fight with her. But Eve took him on instantly, and seeing her speed that leader back off and took his pupils away. Eve gets to her carrots again and told Sato to get more for tomorrow. Then Sato brought many of the carrots back, but he told Urza that he had to leave a few of them behind because he didn't have any more space to carry them back. Urza suggested him to get a magic cart so that he could carry out more of his loot, and Emily showed him around and he got a few examples of those carts. Sato liked the idea of having one of those, so he went to the cart shop to buy one, but there he met a cute little shopkeeper named Olga. She immediately called out her father. And Orton suggested them his new model cart that comes with monster detection, but it cost about 10 million bucks. Because it's custom built, and if Sato goes for regular one it's gonna cost at least 2 or 3 million bucks, there was no way they could have that amount of money. So they could only hope to save money to buy later. Then they heard screams of people's running away from a stray. So Emily tells him it's a type of monster that comes from dungeon after someone leaves drops, but these strays never drop any item, so no one engages in a fight with them. Then there they saw Olga. Orta in that crowd, but among them Urza was also there, but she fallen down, so Sato runs to her side to save her from that gorilla, and Eve and others jumps in the fight as well. That big boy was too strong for all of them to handle, so Sato had a plan, so he told everyone to prepare a way for him, but no one understood him yet, still they did as Sato said. Then he jumps in to headbutt that guy and in the end finished him with his punch. Sato then becomes a hero of the people and it gave him a really warm feeling. But then he heard a sound, so he confirmed from Emily that Stray doesn't drop any items. Because he remembers getting HP and power seeds from Nihonium dungeon where no one other than him gets drops item. So he looked around and found the item that Gorilla dropped. But the second episode ends right there, so if you also want to know what is it that Sato got in that drop item, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you won't miss any of the updates, and also please don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, so take care.